A lot of people are talented, but few have had the courage and willingness to show it to the world. In today's Sensei episode, we will be featuring a mother, a nun, a wardrobe mistress, a singer, name it all. She can play all the roles. And aside from those characters, do not forget her role in serving the church. So join us as we explore, learn, and improve here in Sensei, their skills and talents.
Hi, Miss May. I am Bianca from Limang Siglo. May I ask for an introduction po?
Yes, I am May Domitila Gosyoco and I'm 49 years old and I come from Santa Rita, Pampanga. As of now, of course, since it's pandemic, I just stay home and look after my children and grandson. But before the pandemic started, I was a nutritionist dietitian in a hospital and I am also active in theater and I join a service at the church.
So you do a lot of things, like you became a nutritionist and medyo malayo po yung career being a theater artist and also serving in the church.
Yes, being a nutritionist, it all started when I was in high school. My mom was studying, or she enrolled in a cooking school. So that time the classes were during weekends. She took me along with her, and that was when I got interested in cooking and baking. So when I entered college, the options I had were in business school or probably medicine, or then there was the nutritionist dietitian. So there were no other courses offering like home economics, and HRM was not yet in fad that time. So I took nutrition and dietetics.
How did you came up being a theater artist naman po? From being a nutritionist then to a theater artist.
So, yung career professionally, parang malayo nga dun sa pag-theater ko. Kasi, nag-umpisa naman yung parang like ko or love for performing when I was in kindergarten. So, there was an event. I remember it was a grand event for Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts that year. So yung lahat ng mga members, I think it was the whole of Pampanga, they went here. Tapos I was chosen to represent our school then. It was an elementary school, the Santa Rita Catholic School, to perform a song. It was a very short song. We practiced with my teacher. Ayun, nag-perform kami for that event. So, parang doon nagsimula yung love ko for acting or singing in the stage.
From the childhood interest, the pag-perform po, it also became your career. Ano po yung mga opportunities na na-open po sa inyo as you go to being a performer po?
Before, syempre, sa school stage lang, yung mga school plays, tapos yung mga programs, intermission. So, when I joined the theater, yung Arty Santa Rita, naging big opportunity yun kasi I got to perform on a bigger stage with a bigger company. Tapos, yung merong costumes, merong kompleto yung meron kaming music, merong choreography. Parang mafe-feel mo yung napapanood mo like sa TV or sa theater. Kasi that time, when I was younger, yung sa theater, hindi ganon kadami. pupunta ka pa ng Manila, di ba, para makapanood, and then may time lang na makakapanood ka na merong palabas. Mostly abroad, yon. Talagang alam nila yon, sa very common yung sa theater and sa mga ganung performances. So, naging malaking opportunity talaga. Not just for me, even sa mga kasama ko sa theater. Kasi nga yun, na-experience namin paano ba yun yung sa pag-perform na sa malaking stage and with big audience. And then also, naging rin kami, recording artist. Nagkaroon kami ng albums through Artist Santa Rita. And then after that, nagkaroon kami ng yung collaboration with other theater groups. So hindi lang naging mga Kapampangan, Zarzuela style yung mga performances namin. Meron na kami na yung nagpa-pattern na talaga siya sa world-renowned stage plays, ganon, yung mga musicals. So, yun. So, naging mas malawak pa yung experience namin. Then, afterwards, nagkaroon kami ng opportunity para masama sa isang indie film, which is Arya. It is a movie about World War II na set dito sa Pampanga. So, yun, ang daming naging opportunities na kung hindi siguro ako na nasali or naging member ng community theater before, hindi ko ma-experience yung mga yun. We also had the chance to go abroad. 2 times pa yung naging namin doon, performances namin.
Can you also share with us, what is Artist Santa Rita?
So, Artist Santa Rita is a community theater. Kung magaling ka sa carpentry, let's say may konting alam ka, so sa props ka or artistic ka sa backdrop, yun. Kung marunong ka naman about sa pananahe, sa costumes, tumulong ka, gagawa kayo, sa makeup, kung may skills or talent ka sa pagme-makeup, so tutulong ka rin. Hindi lang yung sarili mo yung na-makeupan mo, even yung mga kasama mong members, tutulong ka. So you help each other para mabuo ang isang show. Sabi nila bakit raw yung ang tatag daw ng Artist Santa Rita, kasi nga parang naging kami, hindi lang kami isang company, it's like a family. Kasi nga dun sa naging experience namin na tulong-tulong talaga, kasi hindi mabubuo yung isang palabas kung hindi kami tutulong. Also before, meron kaming mga fundraising shows na nilalapitan yung group, tapos we will perform. Sila na lang bahala sa lahat ng gastusin. Tapos, we will just perform, kami sa transportation, sa food. So, parang lang namin, tulong namin. We will perform for them. Tapos, yung papasok na, sa mga tickets, ibibigay namin sa fundraising nila. Yung mission kasi is to promote yung Kapampangan culture. Since voluntary, you are really not expecting anything in return kasi meron kang mission. Yun yung gusto mong ma-achieve.
I'll go back with the pre-production that you mentioned earlier about sharing your skills, for example, with the carpentry, making costumes, which I also heard that you are also one of those people who are creating costumes for Artist Santa Rita.
So, before, yung pinaka first production namin, ang naging way namin to have costumes, kasi talagang totally wala. Start from scratch baga kanon. Yung director namin si Sir Andy Alves with Randy Del Rosario that time. Tapos with the help of the board members, they came up with the idea, since Santa Rita is an old town. Pumatok sila sa mga bahay-bahay, especially sa mga old houses. Baka meron kayong mga saya na tinatago pa ninyo sa mga lola ninyo na hindi na naisusuot. Baka gusto nyong i-donate sa amin. Kasi nga, yung theme ng namin, most of the plays produced by RT are sarsuela, like sarsuelas. And then, dun sa second production namin, kasi lalo pa kaming dumami, we had the need to have additional costumes. And medyo nag-level up sa production. So, ang ginawa is bumili sila ng mga materials na pwedeng gawin costumes, mga saya. So, doon ako pumasok kasi tinanong nung director namin, sino ba yung mahilig manahid dito? Madali lang, sabi niya. Kasi even si Sir Andy, kasi nga, yung background niya sa sa mga musicals and sa mga theater, na-experience na rin niya yung sa paggawa ng costume. So, madali lang, tuturuan ko kayo. So, naghanap sila ng merong mga sewing machines, ayan. Nag-volunteer naman ako, sabi ko, medyo nakakaintindi naman po ako, sabi ko. So, yun, doon ako nag-start sa paggawa ng costumes for Artis Santa Rita, dun sa second production namin. So, mostly yung mga saya na naisuot, gawa na namin.
How do you usually address costume maker po?
Costume maker, sa amin kasi, since sa theater kami, ang tawag is wardrobe mistress. Aside from the pag-conceptualize nung yung isusuot na costume, kasi depende sa time period ng palabas, the design, coordinate, even yung color scheme. Ano ba yung color scheme natin for Act 1? Hindi naman kasi siya pwedeng kahit ano lang na gusto mong isuot kasi sabog ang lilitaw sa stage pag ganun. So, dapat well coordinated. Tapos, yung pagbili ng mga materials, kasama din doon. Kasi you have to choose materials, lalo na pag period pieces, kasi kailangan similar doon sa materials, yung mga naunang materials, no? Hindi pwede yung mga bagong tela ngayon kasi marami na rin bagong tela. Tapos, paggawa, and then after nun, yung pagdi-distribute sa mga members, ano yung mga isusuot nila, pag-assign, ito yung suot mo sa scene 1, act 1, sa scene 2, ganito naman yung palitan mo yung ganyan. So, nakaano lahat yun, nakasulat lahat kung ano yung katapat niya per scene, tapos per act. And then after that, after the show, iipunin lahat yun. So, kukunin lahat sa kanila. Usually, ako kasi, naging rule ko na lang, huwag niyo nang iuwi, huwag niyong labhan, ako nang bahala. Kasi medyo mahirap kasi before we had an experience. So, inuwi, nilabhan. Kaya lang, ang hirap bumalik. So, for the next show, mahihirapan kami na ipunin na naman lahat kasi meron nang nawala, meron nang nakalimutan. Kung minsan nalilimutan nilang iuwi, especially out of town yung show. After the show itself, as much as possible, kinukuha na namin lahat. And then after that, sa laundry, and then isort namin ulit. Tapos pagsasamahin ulit yung mga pare-parehas para for the next show, okay na naman. Yun.
Can you also share with us what are your steps in making a costume? For example, for the female actress or performer po.
So first, syempre, I have to coordinate muna with the director. And pwede rin sa gumawa ng script. Ano ba yung idea nila? It's very important kasi yung vision ng director for each scene, for the acts, kung ano yung gusto niya makita on stage. So, very important yun, makikipag-coordinate muna. And then, kapag ayos na yun, lista na lahat, isa-summarize ko, sino ba yung mga nandun per scene. So, let's say, 2 tao. Kung minsan naman, group sila. So, depende din yon. So, per scene yun, bibilangin ko sila, and then, kung meron ng available na nakagawa na costumes, ilalabas ko yung mga yon, tapos i-partner ko, titignan ko kung coordinated na sila. And then kapag kulang, yun sa pagbili na. Ngayon, yung sa pagbili, it's either na we make it from scratch, like bibili kami ng fabric, and then kukunan ng measurement yung magsusuot, tatahiin. We can also do naman, especially kasi nga time, yung sa period kami, period, yung mga play namin. yung mga musicals. So, pwede kaming pumunta sa mga ukay-ukay. Yan. So, doon kami magsha-shopping. Maghahanap kami ng mga items or pieces na pwedeng gamitin na mag-blend para dun sa idea for that certain musical. Actually, marami kaming nakukuha kapag sa ukay-ukay. Kasi nga, usually, mga past na fashion na yung mga binibenta sa ukay-ukay. Also, isa pa, economical pa. Kasi medyo lower price na yon. So, hindi rin matrabaho. Kasi kung minor repairs na lang, or gagawin namin is may ipapatong na lang dun sa piece na yon para magmukha na siyang kamukha ng mga other costume for that certain scene. Ganun yung ginagawa namin. And then, yun, kung tatahiin naman, yun nga, kukunin yung measurement, tapos bibili ng fabric, tapos yun, itatahi, and then i-fit nila, then ganun.
Wow. Still, there's a lot of process doing one costume lang po, no?
Oh, yes.
Trabaho pa din po.
For more Sensei in Limang Siglo videos, you can visit our social media accounts. Please do like, share, and subscribe.
And go to the next question po, which is more different naman po sa pag-perform sa theater. Which also you mentioned that you are serving the church.
Actually, parang may konting relate naman dun sa pag-perform sa stage. Kasi sa pag-serve ko sa simbahan, I started as a choir member. Yun. So, nag-start ako nung grade 3. Sa school, until high school and college, nagko-choir pa rin ako. Kaya lang iba-ibang choir na yung nasalihan ko noon. After na nag-graduate ako, nag-stop muna ako kasi nag-work na ako and then I had my children. And then, one time nung sa simbahan, I was informed na they needed additional na kakanta ng yung passion. Kasi 'di ba yung idea natin sa passion is yung sa mga kubol-kubol, 'di ba? Sa baryo ganun yung or sa certain house during Holy Week, before ng Friday, every day, 'di ba? May whole day yun may kumakanta ng passion. Naririnig ko lang yun, pero hindi ko alam kung paano yung pagkanta. Naririnig ko lang pag Holy Week. Ngayon, tinawag ako, tapos ang sabi nila, sa simbahan. So, paano yun? Sabi ko, sa simbahan pala gagawin, full day. Wala akong idea kung ano yung gagawin. But I went nung sa practice na sinasabi nila. Pero sa totoo, kinakabahan ako nun. Kasi, ano ba to? Hindi ko alam yung passion, sabi ko. Pero nagpunta ako kasi, sabi, choir member naman ako, siguro kaya naman to. And all the while, I thought, group kami. Hindi ko inisip na, ang pagdating ko doon, nakita ko merong nagtuturo, tapos nasa nasa side ng altar, naka-mic yung nagtuturo. Isa-isa pala. So, merong yung, parang siya, yung booklet. Andun yung buong pasyon. In Kapampangan. Tapos yun, tinuturo sa amin. Yung ginawa noon is, part by part naman, hindi man naman yung buo. Ayun, so nag-okay naman. And then after that, na-invite na ako na to join. Nagbuo sila ng from those who participated dun sa Passion, nagbuo na sila ng School of Cantors, Schola Cantorum. Yun. So, ang gagawin naman daw is yung responsorial psalm. Every Mass, especially during Sundays. So, magiging regular na yon. That time, meron kaming 3 Mass na merong salmo ang tawag pag kinakanta sa simbahan. No? Nung una, yung namin, yung choir master namin, yung pinaka-head si Ma'am Resi Pineda, yung pinaka-head sa mga choir namin. Siya yung nagbibigay ng tono. Tuturo sa amin. And then, first reading, then responsorial psalm, akit na kami para kantahin yun. Kaya lang, later on, sabi niya, kayo nang gumawa ng tono, sabi niya gano'n. So, from there, natuto na rin kami.
How do you encourage other people, especially those who are good at singing to serve the church, especially if a certain church searching for a cantor po?
Well, oo, actually ngayon kasi meron na kaming nagiging new members. So, unang-una is exposure. Kailangan maging familiar sila. Ano ba yung, like sa cantor, no? Sa choir kasi alam na nila yon, very, common na. Ano ba yung cantor? Ano yung ginagawa ng cantor? So, nung responsibilities ng cantor. So, exposure. Tapos, pag nag-express naman sila ng parang gusto nila, i-confirm, like me, confirm ko lang sa kanila, gusto nyo, sabi mo, tatanungin ko sila kung gusto nila. O sa pag-cantor, ganito, ganyan, ko sa kanila, yung enumerate ko sa kanila kung ano yung kailangan as a cantor. Kasi hindi naman pwedeng, gusto ko lang mag-cantor kasi gusto kong tumayo, makita nila ako sa harap. Hindi pwede yon. Kasi meron kang yung dapat dedicated ka. And also, yun nga, yung isang pinaka important thing na parati kong sinasabi, yung pagka-cantor, actually, it's not a performance. You are not there to perform na papanoorin ka nila. You are there to pray. Kaya lang, may tono nga lang. Dapat, habang nagka-cantor ka, you are praying with the people inside the church, with the congregation. Pagkatapos nun, you do not draw attention to yourself. Siyempre, pag nagka-cantor ka, hindi yung galaw ka ng galaw, tapos yung parang way of singing mo is like pop singing or parang nagko-concert, hindi ganon. So, it's very solemn. Parang, it's a bigger form of prayer. May tono lang, pero you are praying. Yun.
Thank you po. And lastly, Ms. May, you've gone through a lot and before coming to who you are right now. Kaya pinagdaanan niyo po yung maraming process. And I just want to ask, what are the life lessons that you have learned during that journey po?
Ako, yung masasabi kong life lesson na talagang tumatatak sa akin, no? Huwag matigas ang ulo. Kasi, totoo yun, everything happens for a reason. Trust God. During the time na I was younger, parang, kaya ko naman, I can do this, I can do that. Parang, malulusutan ko to, ganon. Pero hindi. Siguro, there are certain instances, pwede, pero not every time. Pinaka-importante is, you have to trust God. Tapos kung ano man yun, you offer it to God. Yung mga ginagawa mo, it's for His praise, para sa Kanya. Kasi pag binigay mo sa Kanya, ang balik sa'yo, mas maganda. Yung para bang wala kang yung wala kang worries, wala kang pangangamba na what if it goes wrong? Parang hindi. Kasi binigay mo na sa Kanya eh. I'm sure everything will be okay. And mayroon at mayroong paraan. Yun.
Thank you po. Thank you so much, Ms. May, for sharing those amazing stories. And sana po mas marami pa po kayong ma-invite and ma-inspire through those stories and, of course, those tips po. Thank you so much
Thank
po.
you. Thank you.
There's no easy path in fulfilling our dreams. We all have to pass through the process. So allow yourself to explore different paths or procedures. Learn from other people that you will meet along the way. And do not be afraid to open your door for improvements, because everything will be worth it. And most importantly, do not forget to lift and offer everything to our Almighty God. Thank you for joining us in this episode. See you again next week, and we will continue to explore, learn, and improve. I am Bianca, and this is Sensei. Their skills and talents.